You're one of the three masterminds. Tell me a little bit about Meduza and how it all started.
Uh, it happens several years ago, honestly, and first thing, we are friends outside the studio, outside the music. So we used to went out with each other, you know, being friends outside the music, and we grew up as resident DJ, all three of us. And then we start working together in the studio, making music, and then in few years we create this project that is working now.
Do you sometimes lose control?
Yeah, sometimes yes. I'm not common in that. As you can see, I'm really quiet person. I'm not losing control several times, but it happens sometimes, yeah.
You teamed up with the Good Boys and Picky Hill on Lose Control. How was it to work with them?
It was a pleasure. With the Good Boys, we've been working with them also on the first single, and we are still working not as a feature but as a team group on the next track as writers. They are in the studio with us writing lyrics and melodies for the next single too. And with Becky, I was a big fan of her voice and her music since day one. So I discovered that we were working for the same label in the UK. So I've asked to the label, can she jump into the studio, maybe 5 minutes, I don't know. You know, you hope these things when you were in the process. And she came in. She came in for real, and in one day we wrote Lose Control.
All right, shout out to Becky Hill. Piece of Your Heart was very big. How do you feel about the fact that your songs became such big hits?
Honestly, it was a good feeling. Still is a good feeling. When we were in the studio playing for the first time, Lose Control, Piece of Your Heart, in the studio, we knew it was a good track. Not big like that, but we knew it was a good track. Not a life changer for everyone in the studio, and that really surprised me. And the things that in less than 1 year we went through, just making music in the studio, for being at the Grammy with a nomination at the first single, it was something that honestly I can't describe now, because it was probably the best feeling ever. You know, for a musician, being at the Grammy is like the top level of your career, and we made that in less than 1 year, because we've been nominated when the project was at his 9-10 months. No more. So I'm just living the dream. That's it.
Living the dream, that's important. Now we have a new dance hit with Lose Control. What's your secret recipe? What makes your songs so successful?
That's a good question. That's a tough question. You should ask to the people that love the track this. When we make music, I know it's really common to say, but we make something that we love first. So probably we have a good taste in music. That's why it's the success. And we are really perfectionists. So in the process, we take care of every detail, single details from 0 to 100. So, and there's a percentage of lucky too. So probably this is the secret.
When you start with a new song, what's first, drums or melody?
Whatever comes first. You can start with ideas from the melodies, or you can start with the vocals. There's no an automatic process to make songs. It's just about the feeling. You're in the studio with nothing, or maybe just a vocal demo from a singer, and then you start working on melody. So there's not a particular process. It can happen with the voice, it can happen with the melody. It depends.
For the producers that watching that, with what DAW do you work with? Logic, Fruity Loops?
I use Logic. A lot of people told me that I need to start working with Ableton, but I'm too old to learn another DAW. Honestly, I feel good with Logic, and to be honest, there's not a particular meaning because I use Logic. I just started with that, and to be honest, again, there's no difference between every DAW. It's just your idea that makes the track different. That's it.
I think Logic is also really nice for the workflow.
It's the best.
Really easy, yeah. How would you describe the style, vibe of your songs?
House. It's just house music, and everyone thinks that if you're house, you're too cool to be mainstream, but we show them that it's not like that. You can be cool, you can be house, playing in cool clubs, but let the people sing in the car too, not only in the clubs. So house music, like 20 years ago, can be on the radio daytime too, and we show them that this is possible.
Where do you get the inspiration for new songs?
Oh, from everywhere. Traveling, staying home with family, hanging out with friends. Every single moment in the day can be your inspiration, just from a place, a person, an animal, I don't know. Everything can be inspirational.
Where do you get the inspiration for Lose Control? Was there a plan? Was there something that did happen so that you say, hey, we need to make a song about lose control? Or was it just Becky that turned out that she wanted to write a song about lose control?
It was a natural thing coming up in the studio. When we start writing, in writing process, we usually talk about a content, we trying to choose something to talk about. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's more random, like Piece of Your Heart. It's not a big concept behind a Piece of Your Heart, I'm honest. But when we write, we just want that the people we get for this track, just telling them a story. Just telling them that it doesn't make sense every time there needs to be a serious stories about love. It can be a funny stories too, or can be an easy stories between two guys, or just one guy, one girl, whatever you want. So the inspiration for Lose Control was that talking about what happened when you're trying to do something, whatever you want to do, or wherever you're doing, what happens if you're not in control of that? So, and it's show me how you lose that kind of control you have. So every time we try to be calm, we try to be relaxed in every place, in every moment of the day. But this is not possible every time. So you have that time when you lose control, and show me what happened.
Yeah, everybody has it, yeah. You're always styled very well. How important is style for you? Like if you start with that?
It's not that important. I'm just wearing what I like, honestly, and we have a good stylist too. That's
right.
Thanks to her, not to me.
You play a lot of DJ sets all over the world. How do you recover from all the touring and the parties?
Chilling home with family, hanging out with my dog, and just turning off the phone for a few days, and relax at home on your own bed and at your house, and that's it. It's easy thing.
What's the name of your dog?
Moki.
Moki.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Moki. Who is your favorite musician at the time, or who does inspire you?
I have a lot. I grew up with my dad that was a fan of music, and so I grew up with music from Santana to Jamiroquai to Deep Purple to Genesis. So I have a good background thanks to my dad. At the moment, I'm really inspired by what The Weeknd and Imagine Dragons are doing, because they are cool in a different way in the pop music, and their lyrics and their melodies are simply great. But I'm trying to be inspired every time by new artists, listening to someone new in the scene. So I'm lucky that sometimes I have this discussion with the label, so they can show me someone new, some new demos, so I can be inspired more for our work.
When we talk about inspiration, what would you tell the producers or DJs who are out there watching you right now? What would you give them on the way? Tips like what should they need to do to become so successful?
Okay, guys. First thing, you need to be patient. A lot of patience. You need to be conscious that you have to do sacrifices in your life. We've been lucky because we are here because of course because of our work, but because we've been lucky in a 10%. And sometimes this happen in life, sometimes not. In that case, you don't have to be desperate in getting and trying to get what we have now, because yeah, it can be a life change or not, but you have just to enjoy at your best what you're doing, trying to be yourself in every moment of the writing process and of your life, doing what you love, discover what you love, and really do that as a passionate person as best as you can. That's it. Just I know that maybe, you know, looking at project like us is not how can I say this, it's really hard and it's really frustrating if I'm watching you and you have a good project, you travel in the world, you live in literally the dream, and I want to be like you. But it's not happening every time like that. So I'm just trying to find what is good for me and what I'm good in doing and trying to do that as best as I can and see if it works. And in that case, maybe I can have the same type of your life, but without another kind of work. It's not only music that makes you travel in the world, you know.
Speaking about music, what music do you listen in private?
Every kind of music. I don't have a specific.
You also
kind
listen to
of
rock music and stuff like that? Or?
Hmm?
You also listen to rock music?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, like as you can see, Run DMC.
Yes.
I was at the Grammy watching the show of Run DMC and Aerosmith together, and honestly, it was the best part of the show. So I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, I listen to rock music a lot. I'm a fan of Nickelback. I'm a fan of Iron Maiden. So I don't care what kind of music I have to listen. I listen to every kind of music.
Everything that sounds good, yeah. Do you know some Swiss artist musicians?
Ooh, you mean rock? You mean pop? You mean
Just
dance?
you know Swiss artists? You know even the Swiss
I know
musicians?
EDX in dance music.
Okay.
He's a fan too, so
Could you ever imagine to collaborate with EDX?
why not? I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Now we are focusing on our project, so try to collaborate more with singers. You never know, maybe in the future.
Talking about projects, what's next?
We're trying to close before the end of March third, fourth, and fifth single, so we cannot. We can be free for the rest of the year. It's not easy. We have few demos ready. We have 3 big features for the next 3 singles, 2 male and 1 female. They are young in this industry, but they're at the same time they are big because everyone knows them. And I'm aiming for someone bigger maybe next year, but I'm talking with the label about that. Before we need to concentrate about our music, our numbers, and our brand and all the stuff, and releasing single this year, 2-3 singles, and then we'll see a lot of remixes too, and a lot of shows.
Is there something that you ever wanted to say on TV, on camera? Now is the time to say everything you ever wanted to say.
Usually you say swear words, but I cannot say that. It's just the best way to be free on TV, you know, because every time you cannot.
We just make beep beep beep.
Okay, you can beep it without any problem, but I don't want to be the first one on saying that.
So then, thank you very much for giving us a piece of your heart.
Thank you for having me.
Success in the future, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, you've been so kind.